Alright, so last game we left off with you having discovered the key and a secret set of stairs leading down into the hidden catacombs underneath the monastery. You guys were a bit battered and bruised due to some various accidents, more than the actual combat with the owlbears. And if I remember correctly, you guys had decided that you wanted to camp for the night and try to recover a little bit before actually opening the stone doorway that you have just uncovered. Is this true?
Yes. That sounds correct.
Alright. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the bright and early the next morning. You guys have rested, you've regained your hit points, your spells, and all of the appropriate things that you would get from a long rest.
Yeah.
Through the night you heard the howling roar of a large beast, this time on the far side of the valley instead of, well, this side of the valley. So it's basically has circled around to where you guys were at the night before.
That could have been bad.
But here you guys are, standing in front of this massive stone doorway. The key in whose hand?
Mine.
Okay, so the rogue has the key in her hand, and there you go. This is not in play yet, so what are you guys doing?
So we've already flipped the tables and we've done the camping. Probably go over the notes while we're doing our resting, while the elves are meditating and
Alright,
such whatnot.
so now we just check the door, make sure it's not trapped, I'm assuming, and open it up and go through. Like, see what awaits us next. On your knees you must humbly pray, for the devout know the true way, is the next paragraph.
Okay.
After the key.
Yeah.
Well, right now you're dealing with a large stone door.
Yeah, because we're not here yet.
Great
So-
stone door. Alright.
So let's open the door.
So I've got the key. I'm going to check it for traps before I open it.
Alright, you search the investigation to search the door for traps.
20.
Looking over this door, you don't see any hinges or doorknobs or anything of that nature. There's just a circle in the very center of the door with several glyphs around it, and then a little plus-shaped hole that the key would fit into. You do not find any traps on the door.
Alright.
I said on the door.
On the door, right? Floor tiles, though. So I'm gonna basically reach up and lean back, look back to the party, and be like, brace yourselves. Put the key in. Open the door.
Alright, so you insert the key into this the slotted hole, and you hear a loud click, and then the sound of stone grinding against stone. The door itself does not move yet, but after a few seconds, you hear another loud thud, and you can feel the ground underneath you kind of shudder just a little bit, and then the door begins to slowly move its way downward.
Interesting.
Do you remove the key or leave it there?
I'm gonna snatch the key up.
Alright.
Probably wait for it to get about a foot off of the ground.
Well, then the key will be gone. Oh, the key a foot
Yeah.
off the ground?
Yeah, so basically the door sink far enough that the key is about a foot off the ground.
Alright, give me a dexterity saving throw.
23.
Alright, so you wait, and you're antsy, and then at the last possible minute you pull out the key, and the stone door continues to slide down into the floor until it is flush with the hallway. What you see before you is just a long stairway descending into the darkness beyond. You can feel a slight cold breeze kind of drifting upwards, and the scent of decay, like really old death. fires in the air.
And produce flame
Okay.
for the ones that can't see in the night.
All right.
Alright, guess I start making my way down the stairs, checking for slippery spots and rotting dead things.
So you make your way down the stairs, and as you are slipping into this really dark, oppressive tunnel, you go downwards approximately 100 feet until it comes to an open archway looking into a room with 3 alcoves, one directly in front of you, and then one to the left and the right. There are 4 solid stone columns made out of the same granite as the surrounding walls that basically support a slightly domed central ceiling. In front or at the very back of each of these these alcoves in the room is what looks to be another stone door with its own like little arch around it, each one with various runes crafted into the sides of it. And just in front of those are set up altars, stone altars with items sitting on front of them. At the base of those altars, you see kind of a padded area, like where one would go to kneel and pray before one of these altars.
Sylen, what does the next clue say?
On your knees you must humbly pray, for the devout know the true way. So,
If we're looking for a catacombs or a tomb.
Can we do is there a perception check to see if there's anything else in the room, or
Is the
can
room
we
lit?
tell?
The room is not lit. The room is pitch black. The only current light source is the flame from his hand, which honestly doesn't give you that much light. It's about
Is there any,
size.
torches on the
Torch
wall?
out and go.
Are there any torches on the wall or anything to light? Or?
no sconces.
No
I have a
sconces
torch.
or
Is that a
anything.
fire though?
Yeah,
Like a
it's-
fire that I can actually light?
Yeah, he sticks the torch into your fire. The torch bursts into flames, but your produced flame goes out.
Oh, you stole his flame.
I'm gonna light my torch
You
off of
asked
his.
permission to do that.
I'm gonna light my
I
torch
popped
off of
chair.
his and then check the room for traps before anybody goes out there.
So
Basically, I wanna see
you
if the
two
floor's
light
gonna
your
collapse.
light torches off one another. So there are two light sources within the room at this point. Then the rogue cautiously enters into the room, searching the floor and everything for traps.
That's not cautious. You like just bolted in the middle of the room.
So 6.
Peering through the room, you don't see any signs of tripwires or pressure plates or anything that would denote a trap to your eyes. Looking about the room itself is completely devoid of anything other than the three altars and the items thereupon.
Right.
So there's actual items on top of them?
There
or
are
not?
items on top of the altars.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they were inscribed.
No,
Carved.
there are physical items on top of each of the altars.
Well, it looks clear to me.
All right, so I'm going to go around the table. What are you doing?
I am going to walk the perimeter. I want to walk along all the walls and basically feel for any secret switches or anything like that.
Okay, so the rogue begins walking the perimeter, while the warlock.
So the items on each altar, I can see what they are.
If you walk over to them, yes.
Okay.
Is this one you?
Yeah. I do have dark vision. I'm being half elf.
You just have to get far
Oh.
enough away from the torches
Pile.
to.
Sorry. So when I get close enough to see what's on each altar, I want to specifically look at this one.
Okay.
But I'm gonna not be on like the any of the kneeling pads or anything like
All right,
that.
so you move towards the altar directly ahead of you.
Because I want to look at that one.
Druid.
I guess I'll go the other direction of looking at the
What does that
The
one say?
altar?
the perimeters.
Oh, the perimeter? Okay.
So
So the druid,
skull. What's that?
the druid begins circling around to the other side of the perimeter. Barbarian?
Well, since everybody's spread way out, I'll stand in the middle. surveying what I can see, but I can't see much. But I'll just listening, make sure that I don't hear shouts from people in trouble.
You know, the barbarian just kind of moves over and stands next to you.
Does she have any torches on her character sheet?
I don't think so.
And how about you, Ranger?
I will go over towards the blue rose.
Okay.
What a lovely smell you've discovered.
All right, give me an investigation
I
check.
love how this wall feels.
Heck yeah. That's a 25 for that investigation.
You circle around until you meet him about halfway across, so you guys meet over to there. Go ahead and, since you're doing basically the same thing, give me an investigation check.
16.
Both of you, as you get to the far side, the only thing that you can really note is that each of those stone archways with the door in it is a stone archway with a door in it. You don't find any levers or anything on the walls. There's no sconces. There's no markings.
But the doors are legit doors.
They are legit stone doors.
Okay.
The only markings that are actually on the walls themselves are actually in the archways. And they are written in... Well, I don't know. Do either one of you speak in Infernal?
Can I read my
I-
own handwriting?
Druidic and Elvish is what I got. So
No,
I
you
comment.
can't.
Out of my 6 languages, that is not one of them.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you
that's
have
one of mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
so you have no idea what the
Yeah, but I
archway
haven't looked at
says,
those
but we
yet.
haven't gotten to you yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't see any other options for anything beyond what I've described thus far. Meanwhile, the Warlock approaches the altar that has
The golden chalice.
a golden chalice upon it. The chalice itself seems to glow with a very pale kind of glowing light.
So basically, my idea is that the devout know the true way, and the chalice seems to match the imagery of the temple itself, of the monastery itself. So I'm thinking that this is the correct one. But before I do anything, I want to investigate, but without like touching the chalice, without pushing pressure on anything. So
Okay.
I just don't know if the investigation will do anything, because it's possible we'll just have to kneel and,
Out of character, I saw Indiana Jones and probably don't pick like the pretty one. You know?
This one
Yeah.
thing.
I've seen this.
But it's less the pretty one and more of like
It,
the
matches
imagery of the
the
temple.
stained glass. Yeah.
So
Plus those other two are evil.
26 for an investigation.
We're
Pretty
friends.
Yeah.
You're looking at the chalice. The chalice itself is appears to be made out of actual gold, from what you can tell. You said you don't want to touch it or anything, so you can't judge weight
Right.
or anything with just your eyes. But it does appear to be gold. It is encrusted in a variety of gemstones, and it has a very pale glow to it, which suggests to you that it has some sort of arcane properties, but you're not completely certain as to what those might be.
Okay.
The altar has no, from what you can tell, there's no
Like
there's no
pressure plate.
writing or
Okay.
anything on the altar. It is literally just kind of a stone slab with this chalice sitting on top of it.
Okay.
So you are kind of hanging out in the middle of the room, just kind of watching. Give me a perception check, since you're kind of focused on the room in general.
You do good work.
Mm-hmm.
Waving my hand up. Great work.
You already licked
8.
it.
8.
You're kind of looking around, and you don't really notice anything in particular. It's dark, kind of damp in here. Things that don't necessarily bother you, but they're not exactly your favorite things. You prefer kind of the open sky, wind blowing in your face kind of feeling. So this isn't really what you would consider comfortable.
Caves are for dwarves.
But the cold chill that you feel, it kind of makes you shiver just a little bit. But otherwise, you're just kind of
Yeah.
looking about the room, and you don't really like it very much.
Not a natural chill, in other words. Like,
Yeah.
Alright.
Meanwhile,
You're looking
The,
at the blue rose.
ranger.
I don't
You
get
approach
cold.
this
Easy.
this other altar, and you
That's what
see
it's called.
laying upon it a blue rose. It's like in perfect condition. It's not wilted or changed in any way. Just looking at it, you can tell that it is actually a plant. It's not like a carving or made out of some sort of fake material or whatever. It is an actual, very rare blue rose. These particular roses are being nature based. You've never seen one outside of the Elvish homeland, and even then, they are not native to your homeland. They are only native to the Fey realm.
Towards her too. The blue rose.
But they do
So
grow
can you move me over there?
where
Well, I think
we're
it-
from,
when it comes back
or
around.
They
Mhm.
just take special
They're
care.
just not native.
Oh,
They,
sorry.
you bu-
Yeah.
When the Elvish kingdom came back from the Fey wilds, there was just some of these that were basically brought and they're kind of cultivated in more of the high Elvish cities and stuff in various gardens and everything. But they are very much from the Fey wilds.
is there anything particular about the kneeling spots? Like,
It
what is
looks like kind of like a little, like a block, a slab of stone with basically like a really thin, like pillow on top of it.
Is there any kind of, I mean, is that in perfect condition too, as well as the rose? Like, it just, everything looks like it's never been touched, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to touch the rose. I don't want to do anything before Sylen gives the go-ahead, because this is his show.
Sam, what are you doing now?
Kind of look around the room, see how everybody's checking out the different chalices and the different items and things like that. It's like, so if we're looking for the entrance to the catacombs of what, an evil elf chick? I mean, the rose.
Well, we don't know it's an evil elf chick. It's hidden catacombs of a temple to. Did we ever find out who the monastery was in service to?
The monastery was once just for monks that basically followed Kalmor, which is a deity of light and goodness. But you remember reading through the diary entry, the catacombs were not originally part of the monastery.
Okay.
And that.
They were built specifically for the elvish noblewoman that had basically
The bad council.
found sanctuary within the
Okay.
monastery.
So
Was that built? So was this monastery built on top of that, or was it built after that?
The catacombs were
They dug too deep.
The
dug
catacombs
afterwards.
came after.
Yeah, that's
So
what I-
my thinking is
that's
that
what I remember that.
if the chalice matches upstairs, but the catacombs are new, then they
Then it
wouldn't
probably would be
necessarily
the chalice.
match.
Then yeah.
And if the rose is an elf thing, apparently, maybe that's your way. But if she was a wicked council member, like you said, maybe she's into frozen dead people.
You don't know what that's.
Hmm?
No one's actually looked at that yet.
This is true.
This is true. Yeah.
You don't know
Just
who's
walking
the
through the
first.
room.
Give me another perception check.
There is a frozen skull.
Is that a 1?
It's a 1.
Not sure. It looks like a 7 to me.
Ones aren't automatic fails in this
Need to
edition
melt those down.
for skill checks at least.
That's
They were
a
imprisoned.
that's a 3 or perception or investigation.
Perception.
Right, so that's 4. But I gotta come
There
up
was
with
a
some cat.
nearest Catholic church and just dump them into the water.
These.
Yeah, just kind of
Nah.
a little wash.
My friend Patrick has
Pull 'em out,
a
dry 'em.
a D&D first edition signed by Gary Gygax. You just gotta take them, roll them on that a few times.
Briar met Matt Mercer at WarioCon.
Nice.
Or at,
He wanted to go Sakuracon.
whatever just happened. That Briar-
Sakuracon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she went there.
Trying to
and,
save
uh,
everybody quickly. And started sleeping around the corner.
John wanted to go to that. I was like, I can't
She
get
said
off
they
work.
cut the line off for autographs because I gave her my book. I was like, "Can you have them sign my book?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "They cut the line off. I'm sorry, Dad."
Yeah.
That guy has some glorious hair.
So as you're kind of looking around, you feel uncomfortable, but you can't place any specific thing within this chamber that's making you feel that way, other than the chamber itself. You just don't like being here.
Did this feeling of uncomfort though happen when he came closer to that? Did I notice that at least? Or?
No, it's just since you've been in here, just a general feeling of unease that you just don't.
It's that same general feeling
Don't
of unease
like
you
it in
get when
here.
the DM starts petting his dice.
Just
That's a
Okay,
10.
so
just
what-
throwing
what are
that
you
out
doing?
there to you guys. I really don't like
Well,
it.
because
in
it's
here.
kind of your turn.
Oh,
I don't like it either.
I guess I'll wander over and see what's over here then. Just kind of monologuing to myself about how evil elf chicks have blue flowers.
Does a 19 hit you?
Asking for a friend.
So, as you're standing there, you don't really understand what's going on at first, but suddenly this image just kind of like appears in front of you, slowly materializes of a elvish woman. It looks a lot like this new friend of yours that you have, only this person is kind of a translucent green. And as she appears, her face and features just kind of slowly rot away, leaving this contorted, silently screaming skull as it reaches out a hand and touches you on the chest.
Ooh. Tuck and roll, mate.
Bad touch.
5 and a 6.
Show me on the armor where she touched me.
Dealing 17 points of necrotic damage to you.
And he's dead. Awesome.
How much?
17.
I'm dead.
He's beefy. He's got more.
Ouch!
Put this kind of in between. Here, in between. There you go.
In between.
I'll just keep moving them until.
All right, you hear him, the barbarian, scream out and just kind of like in surprise, anger, and pain. You guys look about and you see these very faintly translucent green ghostly figures kind of like rise out of the floor and the surrounding area and just silently moving towards each of you. Initiatives.
I'm fast. 3.
Arilu,
7.
Swiftblade,
17.
living up to that name. Adrie,
18.
bad guy.
Okay.
Sorry, my
He's looking for the
vision isn't
pluses.
super good.
It's a 16-year-old.
So an 18 total.
All right,
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
and pass it.
He's a barbarian. He should be able to.
Okay, but then you say shit like that, and he has these dice, right?
Oh, I rolled a 19.
There we go.
Okay, so
25.
you feel as though it tries to drain out part of your life force, but it does not succeed in doing so.
Do you have a Patronus?
Who's first?
Get chocolate.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking, yeah. Adrie and the bad guys are Simon. Kill it.
Okay.
Kill it with
So
fire.
I'm going to turn around. And
You guys could be a little more closer if you're going to touch it.
take a step closer. I don't want to. I'm like in his armpit right there.
Yeah, but you have to be in base contact.
I know. I know. Let's see. I'm going to cast my Hunter's Mark on it, I guess.
Okay. Hunter's Mark is bonus action.
Okay. And then I'm going to hit it with my short sword.
A short sword.
A short sword.
Like my sword.
A 21.
21 hits.
Okay.
Just remember you don't get a second attack.
Yes. 9.
And
Is
your
that
extra
including
dice?
your Hunter's Mark
There's
dice?
my face.
Oh, a D6. I got this.
It's like I cast it, but I don't actually use it.
So
It
like
starts next turn,
it's
obviously.
like 8 points.
It's like a critical
8
roll where
points.
they have on the chalkboard. Hunter's Mark. Where, what's her face? She always forgets it too.
I guess I need a post-it note.
That's what the thing is there for.
Divided by 2.
So you swing your sword through it, but you feel like you just barely get any kind of substance from your attack at all. But it just sits there silently. You said who was Simo with that?
Adrie and the bad guys are Simon.
Meanwhile, it just kind of reaches out this like skeletal, translucent green hand and tries to
Green.
touch you.
It's a bad
hitting an
touch.
armor class of 12.
Nope.
And you just kind of like, ugh, don't touch me. That's gross. Meanwhile, the other one will continue to try to grasp at you, hitting an armor class of 13.
No.
Swiftblade is next.
Alright. So I will, what did I have?
It's like, I think the only thing you have is a greatsword.
And a bag of
rage.
tricks.
And a rage.
And rage.
Oh yeah, yeah. What about your bag of tricks?
Yeah, just throw fuzzy animals at it. That'll do it. That'll do something.
You might confuse them.
That's their Patronus.
I know, right? A Patronus. We need a Patronus.
No, that's not what I wanted. There was,
Come on, Steve.
no, I need to make sure if I'm gonna rage or not. But is that,
I'd
I
be
can't
pretty
remember
pissed.
if my rage is
Rage
a,
is
I think
a
you'd
bonus
rage.
is a
action.
bonus, yeah.
Right, if somebody Chris
That was
Evans me,
first time
unless it
recall.
was Chris Evans, but
Alright, so I will rage, and then I will attack the one standing in front of me with the greatsword.
Okay. So roll the hit.
I will miss. Or maybe. 11. Do I get any? I get a plus.
You get a +2
Two.
for raging?
Yeah.
No, you get
Oh.
not to hit, but
Oh,
to
just
damage.
So
Oh, that's
11
right,
to
two
hit.
damage. Yeah, so 11 to hit.
That is a miss.
Rage for nothing.
and
Well,
then
it
Later.
Keeps life going.
Does it?
Yeah.
How long
Yeah.
does it last
And-
for?
couple
Until
rounds.
he's
Move over this
So-
over
done,
here
pretty much.
and cure wounds of the barbarian.
Okay.
Good call. Good call.
Wait, where are you?
Right.
So cure wounds, I think you have to be in base contact for that one. It's the ranged one is
Oh, shit. Yeah.
healing touch.
Healing ward.
Yeah, that one.
Healing ward.
Which is like
Which
a
is
lower
fine.
dice.
You can still get over there and touch him if you want.
Yeah.
Come touch me.
This way.
There you go.
Try and get behind him though.
So here's the dish. If you come this way, you can get behind him.
There we go.
But if you come
Alright,
this
does he
way,
have
you'll
enough
be in base
movement to do
contact.
all of that?
Yeah, so where did you start out at? You were here,
Right
right?
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yep.
Yeah, you could totally do it.
He could still move here anyway because he's not leaving his threat range. If he went straight ahead.
Oh, okay, sorry. I
But
thought
he
was
did it,
in-
so we're moving on.
Yeah. I healed 10.
Okay.
Once.
Noise.
Who are
So
next?
after Arilu, it's Sam's turn. Sam is going to duck behind this pillar. Throw her dagger of returning at the dude. It's a magical +1 dagger. 16 to hit.
Hit.
I'll throw that thing through.
Oh, you
gonna go
got
with that, I
a
guess.
nasty little thing on your chest.
2
But
plus
I've got it.
3, so 5. So 6
Flying
points
like
of
Slimer.
damage, and then my dagger returns to its
That's
sheath.
the glow green.
And I
Did you
stay
do
behind
your
the pillar.
sneak attack and
Healing
all
you for
that?
10 hit points.
Do I get sneak attack? Because I wasn't hiding originally.
No, we don't have to be. There's somebody up there.
Then I will do my sneak attack. So plus
Turn on the-
12.
So 18.
Yeah.
Alright, so you do 18 damage to that one.
And then I stay behind my pillar. After Sam, it's Sylen's turn.
Alright. I'm gonna go here. And I am going to do cast Chill Touch on this one.
Okay.
So I make a ranged touch attack. Or ranged spell attack, not
Range
touch.
spell. Yeah, they don't
There's
have
no touch anymore.
Yeah.
So 10. That's not gonna do
It's
anything.
definitely a miss.
Okay.
Who are next?
Initiative. Sylen,
5.
Arilu,
7.
Do you not have
Swiftblade,
a plus?
Not as a
10.
regular.
Adrie,
14.
bad guys.
22.
Damn. Okay, well, bad guys.
Alright, so
That's
the
not you.
creature will continue to press the attack against the against Swiftblade.
The big one. Take
It's
it
going
out.
to hit an armor class of 23.
Hit.
So 6, doing 12 points of necrotic damage. Constitution saving throw, please.
You're gonna be next.
You're next.
After you, yeah.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Natural 20, heck yeah.
Again, it tries to drain away part of your life force, but it doesn't seem to be capable of doing so. Meanwhile, the other one reaches out with both hands at you,
Daggers are 20 foot in this one.
silently screaming in your direction, hitting an armor class of 15.
Nope. Miss. Alright, so it's my turn.
Mhm.
I'm going to hit it with my short sword for my first. Oh. 9 is a miss. The second one is 17.
Hit.
Okay, so I get my Colossus Slayer and my Hunter's Mark
Right.
and my red color.
Yep.
Okay, so 6, 11, 17.
17, which is a hit. It'd be awesome if you had a magical short sword, huh?
Yeah.
Remind me after combat.
Should have done that last night.
I know.
That's alright, that's alright.
Alright, Sam is next, and she is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, being very careful not to touch anything near the altar with the cushion,
Okay.
and throw her dagger at this one.
Alright.
22
Yeah.
to hit. Let's see. 5 plus 8 is,
13.
thank you, 13 points of damage.
13.
I
Alright,
forgot
so
it was
you
plus
fling
one
the
die.
dagger and it hits and it hits very solidly and it kind of stops in like midway through this translucent creature and then reappears back to you as the creature kind of lets out this silent scream, hands reaching up, and then just kind of like fades away in kind of a greenish flame.
Green
and
flame.
and dissipates.
Alright. So that makes it Swiftblade's turn.
Hey, I'll
Kill it.
go to try and kill that again.
All right, take a swipe at it.
Here, this guy hit.
So that's 22.
Hit.
Alright. 2. Wow.
But you have an extra +2 at least, so.
6 points. Yeah. 6 points of damage.
No, you're more than that.
3 plus 2, 5, 6.
What's your plus on your...
Oh, this yeah. Never mind. Yeah. Don't listen to me. 11.
11. All right, so
Arilu,
you
you're next.
bring the blade around and you slice into it and you kind of cleave its incorporeal body in half as it basically spreads out and just kind of turns into flame and flickers and vanishes.
Oh, I've seen that coming.
After Swiftblade, it's Arilu.
There's none of that.
Okay, but in my
I
defense,
taunt in
sometimes
the
it
general
is.
direction.
Did we ever get a paper for the? I think it's in the.
Did your clues say anything about those, Sylen?
I never gave out a paper.
That was not.
Just a plus one
It's
short
still
sword.
on your
This is wrong,
chest.
no.
I don't know what it is,
I'm pretty sure it's
but
just a
it's
plus
still
one.
on
Yeah,
your
it's just a
chest.
plus one
That's
short sword.
disgusting.
Yeah. It wasn't a
I
special
don't know what it is.
short sword at all.
I've seen a lot of nature and a lot of nasty thing. I've never seen that. That's disgusting. It's green and not a healthy green.
It didn't touch me.
The 3 elves give me knowledge, intelligence checks
Okay.
with
And-
advantage.
I'm smart too.
Any...
You're not an elf.
Just straight intelligence, or would Arcana or History be?
History will work.
I had 18.
So advantage. 21.
16.
All 3 of you recognize the type of garb that these spectral elves were wearing, and it is pretty much what would be considered the livery of the handmaidens of a council member.
gonna reach into my pack and pull out the short sword in its sheath, toss it to the elf. This might help next time.
So she tosses you this beautiful silvered short sword with a star pattern that kind of goes down the blade.
Is that the one from the nest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the hilt of it, there's a blue lapis star, and then in the pommel of it, there's another chunk of star-shaped lapis.
Pick it up and pull it out of the sheath and examine it and say, thank you. This will come in handy.
It is a +1 short sword.
I'm gonna hand
It
him
gives you another +1 to hit, +1 to damage.
I'm gonna hand him a health potion.
Okay.
I'm
Wash
not
that
touching
off.
you,
That's-
right?
I'm not going to touch it, but yeah. What
Yeah, there's like this green
You've got some
kind of a
smokes there.
slime that's
Got
on
rid
my
of you.
chest.
It's
Oh god, you would too. What's your intelligence?
6.
We can't joke about pouring potions on him, okay?
You'll do it. Oh. So for this council member, do I know
What does the
anything
health
about
potion say?
like her livery or
D4.
anything about
Is it a D4 for potions?
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
2d4 + 2, yeah.
or anything about like the symbol of like
Her household
what the corrupt
livery?
council was?
They follow the Nightmare Court, which was often believed to be symbolized by the night
What you
rose, which is a
13.
blue rose.
So, that'll be fine for you. I got 40 hit points.
All right, and if they
I
are
feel like we're in.
like the
Yeah.
cerulean ring,
Still got some.
the
it's-
blue
oh God.
matches with that.
Yeah.
That's going to make me vomit. It's
So-
right there.
You're just trying to get me drunk.
Is that something that just he knows? About the blue rose?
Yeah, that would just
Okay.
be something based off of his warlock
You don't want me to roll this.
mhm.
warlockiness, because you chose fate, right?
Yeah.
So we're.
Alright.
Did you guys find anything
6.
when you did your perimeter checks? I cannot speak right now.
Runes on the archway. That's about it.
I want to investigate these runes, so basically the infernal writing that they saw.
There was runes on each of the doorway?
Reading through the runes, they are
Giant and
bindings for lost souls.
Pretty sure.
Basically, it traps the spirits of
My
those that die
intelligence is low, I
within these
can't read.
halls,
Is that what you're
within the catacombs.
And do each of these basically have the same stuff
The
written on them?
exact same.
Why you gotta pick on the barbarian? I'm gonna smash you is what I'm about to do. Into the wall.
And
You're
smash
fine.
Damn, she's over here picking on me.
I'm just
I'm a
looking to
character, I can't handle
verify.
this.
But the blue rose is specific to the Archfey Nethera,
that? Okay.
which is one of the Nightmare Court.
So I'm basically going to say that since we know that these catacombs were built later, specifically for this elven woman, and she was presumably, with what we know, part of the Nightmare Court, I'm going to say the Blue Rose is where we need to kneel, and
What'd you say?
it just says must humbly pray. I don't know if there's actually any words we have to
But
say.
it
Or,
also says the devout, correct? On there, so shouldn't it be someone?
well, the devout know the true way, which means that people who follow this belief know what the symbol is. That's basically, I think, the clue.
Blue rose. I haven't seen one of those in ages. Wow. Looks so new too. Like it's actually been here, but it's cut off. You know, it's not.
But
And what's the next part say?
the next part is windswept desert to mountain pass, then moonlit forest to sea of grass.
Okay,
So I'm assuming it's part of
next.
whatever the next puzzle we'll have to deal with. Well, unless anyone has any objections, I am going to kneel. Just in case, do I know any particular part of prayer to this particular?
No, it's not. They're not deities. So So the idea of praying is kind of out of character,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it's kind of what you're presented with.
Yeah.
So
I guess with the knowledge I have of the Fae, and particularly my, I guess, patron, I'm going to, just in case it matters, say some words to what I would think the effect of would be a good, I guess, affirmation to the patron.
Okay.
Just in case.
Do you want to make it up, or are you just gonna?
I don't feel like I can personally make it up, so I'm gonna have my character make it up.
All right.
Like it's one of those situations. Like I know it's not ideal, but.
All right. So you move forward, and
I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna let these people know what's going on, in case they want to get ready or if they have any objection to me doing this.
These people.
So you're going to that one. I'm
Hey,
going
we're
to
the
move
same
to
race
behind
here.
it.
You're one of us.
I'm looking up an intelligence score thing.
Yeah, maybe we'll back up a little bit.
Well,
And...
if he's gonna kneel, I'm gonna.
You're not gonna
No.
stand in front of me.
You can die on your knees. I'm gonna do it standing.
Alright, so you go over and you kneel down on this thing, and you're there for maybe the count of like 3 breaths, and the ground kind of rumbles. That familiar subterranean thum, and you see the door kind of slowly begin to
slide down.
slide down into the ground, revealing a passageway beyond.
Hey, I wonder what happens when you kneel on the other ones, Barbarian.
Let's not. I would rather
You
not.
wouldn't
have
be
this-
in here if it wasn't for me. Let's
Right.
all remember that, all right?
If we're keeping score, I got 1 point.
We would have had to wait another night in that damn room up there. And that thing running around up there is getting closer.
Well, for now it's up there. Who
Right.
knows if it has another back door to get down?
Alright, well, I say let's move on. We don't know how long this door is gonna stay open and
Alright,
how long it's
I'll,
gonna take to reset, if at all. So,
I'm gonna make my way to the doorway and check the hallway beyond the traps before the party crosses into it.
Alright, do it.
8.
You move into the hallway. It's not very long. It goes on maybe about 50 feet. It's about 10 feet wide, 8 feet tall.
You'll have to duck.
Completely devoid of any kind of ornamentation or anything of that nature.
So it looks like a trap.
It does look like a trap, but you do not find any traps.
Can they get a second opinion? Be careful in this hallway. Proceed with caution. I will then proceed with caution.
I feel like that's
So
a general
roll the-
theme. Just be careful, like in all of it.
And put everybody over there in the marching order in which you guys are actually in.
Is this right side up or am I crazy? I think that's right side up.
Turn it.
Okay, there we go.
I just didn't want it to roll up, so
Oh, that's fine.
I figured you guys could. Mind
so
you, I
you
guess
were
it doesn't have
first.
squares on the other side, so.
I'll go first with her.
We're on this side, yes?
Mhm.
Because that's where the hallway came through.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess I probably shouldn't do that. There we go.
Everybody needs to be on the board, so. Like that.
I think he'd be up closer.
I'd say generally I'd be.
You can
You
squish
can-
him with a squishy.
Yeah.
So you move forward down this hallway, and it opens up into another chamber, much smaller than the previous one, but this one has in the very center of it a stone platform that kind of comes up in the very center, and on top of which are little square, like nubs that basically stick up in the center of it, each one with a number on it.
Okay.
Suck at Sudoku.
There are numbered 1 through 9
Sensitive.
from right to left.
Okay.
So 1, 2,
My
3,
brain doesn't work
4, 5,
like
6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Looking about the room, the floor is polished granite. The walls, each one, basically going around the room, each one of these walls has a mural painted upon it.
Okay. What are the various murals?
All right. So, from who's moving in? can't see anything from where you're at. So who's moving into the room where you guys
Is the
are?
room lit?
The room is not lit.
It's lit.
Except
I have a
for you
torch.
have a torch and the Barbarian. The Goliath has a torch. So you have light sources. Directly across from where you're at is a set of stone doors. A bit different than the doors that you have previously had to deal with. These ones actually look to be actual doors as opposed to the,
So they're doors, not doors.
not sliding walls,
I'm
basically.
gonna have, basically, she's gonna watch where we came from just in case.
Yeah. Watch your back.
Okay.
So, from this side, you have a beautiful desert oasis with some palm trees, and there's like a pool of water, and it's just a kind of a pretty mural of an oasis. Towards the wall closest to me here, you see a beautiful moonlit glade with what looks to be 4 nymphs playing in a waterfall.
Nymphs or
Nymphs.
NYMPHS.
so but it's nymphs, not naiads. Okay. Well, you said waterfall, so I was curious.
Then directly across from that, you see what looks to be a depiction of a courtroom, and there's a guy that looks to be on trial. He's bound in chains and everything. He looks all kind of in judgment, and he's like all in woe. He's like beaten and tortured, and there's several devils kind of standing around him in like the various positions of what you would see in, say, like a courtroom. So like there's the judge, and there's this large demonic devilish looking guy with the white wig, kind of in a mockery of a mortal courtroom, and then other devils kind of standing around as like the lawyers and what have you. And then like in the background there's like pews with other devils kind of set up in kind of a mockery of a jury, kind of overlooking this poor human that's basically being judged by devils. And then directly across,
This one?
you see a mountain scene of this kind of this rope bridge that kind of goes across this chasm with these mountains kind of off in the background and everything, with the blue skies and all of that. Fairly simple. Then the one directly across from me over there, you see it looks like a garden kind of scene, this beautiful lush gardening, kind of like what you would find in many of the noble houses of Venetia. And there's like this beautiful maiden kind of up in this balcony, and she's looking down, arm outstretched towards 2 gentlemen that seem to be bickering with one another. One with a lute kind of lying at his feet, and the other one with a bouquet of flowers, and they're kind of tossed off to the side, and they're both at one another with rapiers.
Lute as a musical instrument?
Yes. Then to the far side over here, the last and final depiction is of what looks to be some sort of military fighting force, marching through a open plains, as though they are on their way towards war, with these banners that kind of flow out beyond over their heads, marking the military force as being part of the Venetia forces.
So there's 6 murals, but there's 9 pegs.
Are the pegs, are there any markings on them, or all the same plain?
They're
Numbered 1
Just-
through 9.
Besides the numbers?
No, they're completely unadorned with the
Where does-
exception of the numbers.
Where is number 1? Are they randomized? Or are they?
No,
They're in order.
yeah,
From
right
our
to
locking.
left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Are they movable?
Did you try to move one?
Not yet.
I want to look at it.
Give me an investigation check.
17.
They seems to be capable of depressing them.
So it's like a lock thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a combination lock.
Yeah.
Sylen, can you read the clue
Slash
again?
Yep. It's, windswept desert to mountain pass, then moonlit forest to sea of grass.
Okay, so desert to mountain.
Moonlit glade.
And then with the sea of grass, we have. So are the plains that the military force is marching through is like grass field?
Hmm.
So we have a garden and then we have plains. I'm thinking
I'm thinking planes,
the plains. Obviously, they don't all like. There's 3 in the middle that don't correspond to any other murals. Is there anything else in the room that looks like it might match to those, or if they're just like
That's it.
that's just it?
Unless it goes wall, 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 door, wall, wall, wall.
Hallway.
Door.
Yeah.
In the center.
God damn it, the freaking barbarian is solving the puzzles.
No, he's not.
It's not a bad call though. I mean, the only one that doesn't make sense would be the center one, but that could very well represent the ceiling.
Well,
Or the middle.
yeah, like that's what I'm getting at too. I'm just double checking that there isn't anything we're missing, just in case. So the assumption here is windswept desert to mountain pass. So it would be 1. Sorry, this wasn't 1, right? That was
No.
This is-
that's 7.
Yeah.
7.
So 7, 3, 4, 9.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the.
Has anybody
Door.
looked at the door?
I'm gonna go look at the door. I want to assess as to whether or not this is even where we're supposed to be. Shut up, Steve. 6.
That's supposed
Alright.
to snicker with.
So you
2.
move up towards the door,
wanna talk.
and as you're kind of looking at it, you get a strange sinking feeling. As you kind of step forward, you kind of drop about an inch, and you hear a distinct click.
Mother.
And behind the hallway behind you is suddenly sealed off as the door to the other room closes.
So here,
We're
Yeah.
trapped.
Now you are trapped within
I didn't
this
touch
chamber.
it. I was just looking. I swear to God.
I touched it.
Oh, good.
What happened?
You stepped on a pressure plate.
Aren't
Next
you supposed to
question is,
check
can
for
you
those
move
things,
off
Rogue?
it?
I was checking the door.
You also got a 6. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get off of that?
If I come off of it, does the door open?
No.
If I step back on it, does the door open?
No.
I got nothing.
If
So-
you
But if
step
you
off of it,
stay-
do you die? That's the
Um,
other question.
Give me an intelligence check.
I was in a
Just
happy
straight
place
intelligence.
looking at this
Intelligence.
painting, but it's gone.
The moment has passed.
Whoa.
5.
We're good at that.
Thanks, dice.
Yeah.
All of these pictures vaguely seem familiar to you.
Okay.
That's,
Are they pictures in
that
your
is
book?
it.
They might.
It's a picture book.
I don't know. Just in case, since she had a good idea, I'm gonna flip through the pages.
Can I see his notes?
That's, I'm
I
gonna
like
flip
this
through
guy.
the book that this was in to see if there's anything that matches.
Just so we're clear. Combination trap is lethal.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, you sealed this in here, so.
That was one time.
So does Giovanni's book have any clue or any of these pictures in there?
You spend a few minutes because you rolled so low on your intelligence check. You're just kind of flipping through it, feeling a little frustrated. But after about 15 minutes of kind of flipping through this book, you do find one of them that actually matches. Specifically, the one that is the marching military group. It gives you kind of a general description of the painting and who painted it and all that kind of stuff. And then there's like a picture of the painting with a tag at the bottom of it that basically says that the painting is known as Venetia's 5th Battalion.
Oh, okay. All right then.
I like this guy. Captain Grumpy Pants, that's his name.
So I want to
You,
research the book
Carl, move forward.
more and try and specifically
standing
find
I can't read it.
the other
According to
pictures.
somebody over there.
So hand. Sorry, what was the next one?
Do an investigation of
Windswept desert.
Windswept desert.
what I'm staring at.
The military one.
23.
They are very beautiful hand-painted murals.
Anything that doesn't look like it should
They're-
be there.
Ah,
No. Okay.
well, none of this should be here.
I mean, I was
Alright.
just like, if it's a
But-
painting of a military, like,
Well,
It's the 5th
he's
battalion.
not supposed to be
Right.
here.
It's a 5.
I
so I'm
found
thinking
Waldo.
each
It's
of
like a
these
cloud
other ones
in the
are in the
corner.
Yeah, I
book
found
are gonna have
Waldo,
a
he's
number
right there.
associated with
Associated with
them.
them. Well, there's the 4 nymphs
nothing,
at the waterfall.
nothing like that. though.
That's true.
I mean, I
Good
don't think the
thinking, good
waterfall
thinking.
applies
I
because
like
it's
the
not
way
one
you
of the
think.
things. But,
Well, the waterfall's on the mountain pass, though.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
The
Okay.
glade.
Mm-hmm.
The mountain glade. Well, hang
Or
on.
no,
This
not
one
the
is...
mountain pass. It was the
The
moonlit
glade.
forest. That's where the nymphs were. And then
Okay.
So what are you doing now?
I want to do a more thorough look through the book, specifically for the desert,
This one
the
was
mountain pass,
4.
and the moonlit
Yeah.
forest, and to see if there's any numbers attached to those pictures.
Shut up.
All right. Looking through the book, now that you kind of have a little bit, you feel like, okay, maybe this is the direction I need to go. You spend some time. Let's find out how much time it takes you to actually, because this is a really big tome,
Can I
and you
do-
are not an art history major.
Can
so
I use investigate on this one?
yes, you
Since
can.
I have a specific task in mind.
You are also researcher, right?
I am a researcher.
I will give you advantage on it.
All right. 17.
Okay, so searching through it, you do find eventually, the first one you actually locate is the the one with the garden and the balcony with the lady that's standing up at the top, and she seems to be trying to beseech these two gentlemen at the bottom. That one appears to be called Maiden and Her Two Suitors.
So would it be 2 or 3 though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably 2.
Probably 2.
Yeah, because that's the specific name of it. There's
Mhm.
5th Battalion,
Yeah.
2nd. Okay. So, Gardens of Venetia
Right.
is a 2. So the mountain with the rope bridge. That's
Then the
mountain
next
pass.
one that you find the one that has the nymphs playing in this beautiful moonlit glade, and it's called The Four Sisters.
Booyah.
Okay.
Already got that one.
Then the next one, as you're kind of flipping through the book, because they're not in the order as they are on the walls, you find one where it is the painting of the desert oasis. And it says that it's called Seven Palms Oasis.
Okay.
Okay.
The next one is the next one you find is called Devils at Court.
Just devils at court.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. Then you find the last one, which is called Three Peaks Bridge.
Okay. And that's the mountain one.
Yeah.
All right.
That
So-
should be all
We've
6,
got
right?
7,
So,
7, 3, 4, 5.
and only 5 of them had numbers.
Yeah. So, so the only one that is the Sea of Grass. Obviously, I don't think it's the garden. I think it's the plains. So, assuming the plains, yep, 7, 3, 4, 5. Does
Okay.
everyone agree with that?
So, hang on, let's go back to our first combination. So originally we were thinking that it was
I don't
Desert
think-
Oasis.
I think that's too complicated, having it match the walls
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Well, I
If
think it's too
in-
simple to have it match the walls.
Yeah, or complicated.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to look at it.
But I'm
Like,
saying
if it's-
that if we punch in one and the room starts filling with sand, may as well try the other combinations.
True, have a backup.
Yeah, so we can go with whichever one we think is actually the best option first.
If
but
they pop back up if you're wrong, because you could push them down and they're stuck like that forever.
yeah, that would suck.
And then the walls start closing in
Where's the gas?
So originally we
because it's
thought
a
what
crash
7.
factor.
7, 3,
Exactly.
4, 9. So only one of them is
Except,
actually.
C3
Off.
is not gonna.
They're only off by
R2D2
Well, he's already
one number,
he's turned
which
off
means
his-
we'd only
Yeah.
thing, so.
the last one we wouldn't know.
That's so funny that it worked out like that though.
I think it was intentional.
What happened? It's
I
the
like
same.
on
So
this
it's-
page.
Well,
yeah, it's
no, there's just
7
one number different, and it's the last number.
Yeah, they're both 734, and then
I would go with 5.
I like
Yeah.
on this paper here. You don't know if it says if it starts the countdown or it stops it. I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Little mystery. Yeah, death. Or maybe not.
I'm pretty sure it's.
50-50.
I think it's a T,
Fun times.
Yeah.
just because.
All right, so
Little swoop dubus.
if everyone get ready, I'm going to push the combination.
All right. So
Watch out
what
for
order
the-
are you doing this in?
I am doing the 7, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. All right. So you push 7. You hear a loud click. Then the which number?
3,
Okay. Click.
4,
Click.
5.
Click. Thump. Then you feel a rumbling under your feet.
The same rumbling that we're familiar with.
And then the door behind you opens and the door in front of you slides open.
Noise! Don't step on this pressure plate, guys. Let's step through.
Step over it.
Step off. Okay.
Shove off, eh? Did you write that down?
Alright. So, you guys move through the doorway that is newly opened into a very well lit chamber. You see before you a kind of a long room that kind of funnels into a door on the far side. You see that the floor is split up into 5-foot squares. Some of them are blank, some of them have stars on them. To one side, you see a pedestal with a glowing moon upon it. On the other side, you see a pedestal with a glowing sun. The room itself is freezing cold. There's a thin layer of frost on pretty much every surface. And you can see your breath as you're breathing.
Where's the light coming from?
It just seems to be emanating from nowhere in particular.
So, like, starlight, basically. Like,
Yeah, it's
stars kind of glow, but they're not a direct beam.
Yeah,
Slippery.
it does not appear to be all that slippery. All right, what are you doing?
Stepping into the room and investigating this shrine.
Please don't step
Son.
onto anything again.
Oh.
I mean, I like the last part, but there's ice in here.
Silent.
I want to investigate the star
24.
pattern.
Okay, so you move up to the.
I want to see which ones have stars and basically try and figure out how far I can see in advance to calculate the best route.
The whole thing is brightly lit,
It's
so
lit.
you can see all the way to the other side of the room.
Okay.
Now, there is a slight drop off from where you're standing to where the floor with the stars are. It's
Okay.
by about 2 inches or so. And there's another 2-inch lip that goes up on the other side.
Are all the stars the same?
Yes.
Okay.
Druid.
So,
Oh, I got this figured out.
alright.
Yeah, just
That, I-
walking over
Let him
towards
go.
the moon area, just kind of,
Ugh.
Okay.
looking for paintings or anything weird. Well, something that looks like it shouldn't be there, but
The moon is slightly raised.
is it like a tile on the ground, or is it just
It's a tile on top of like a stone pedestal.
nothing on the walls? Or
I mean, I'm looking around for dead things again.
Can I
Do you
eat?
move into the room?
Yeah.
Alright.
No.
Alright.
Your barbarian shadow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how about you?
I'm just gonna go look at the stars too, I guess.
Okay. So you guys are kind of looking around in here.
Alright, I'm gonna mention one of the sheets of paper I have says that the stars are safe but only once pressing the moon, but it starts the countdown and also opens the door.
But there's
Someone-
6 of us.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
One at a time.
Well, no, we don't need to do one at a time. We need to all go quick in a row. You press this moon, starts a countdown, which opens the door but also makes the star tiles safe. So the quickest of us, Rogue, is going to press the moon when we're all ready to go, and then we just need to hurry across on the stars as fast as possible.
But if the stars are only safe once.
No, once you press the moon, they're safe. They're only safe once the moon is pressed. So if we step on the star now, it's not safe.
And it starts the countdown, though.
But it starts a countdown, so we're on a time limit.
An
Okay,
unknown
so-
amount of time.
I
Fun.
think
push
I'm
the
interpreting
button.
it differently.
No.
So the stars
thank you.
are safe,
No,
but
thank
only
you, don't.
once pressing the
Wouldn't be a
moon.
problem.
So
Why
I'm
don't you
reading it
take a
as the
step back?
stars are safe, but only once.
It just-
Pressing the moon starts the countdown, but it opens
Slap
the door.
your hand away.
So like, yeah,
Stop.
pressing the moon starts the countdown, but it opens the door. And the stars are only safe once.
Okay.
That's how I'm interpreting it.
Well, if that's the case, then there's not enough space for all of us to get across.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, if someone presses it, one person goes. I'm sure it'll probably close.
And if we're wrong, then only one person's got to cross, and
Or-
then none of us are.
We take 2 people across using different routes on the stars, and we take rope with us. One person, so it would be like Beefcake here. We go across, and he can hold the rope and brace it for other people to get across.
Yeah, but you don't know what those bad tiles
I don't
are
know.
going to do. You
I
don't know
don't
if
know
they're
if
going
they
to fall
drop or if
through
they
or explode.
explode.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they could shock the shit out of you, and we're going to be
You
dead.
could hit
so.
the button and just see what happens.
And
Slap
then
his
if,
hand away again. Stop trying to touch the button.
No, just see
They
how
have
long.
any tape?
You know, it's supposed to be a timer.
right, but what if the button's only a one-use thing?
Well, that can't work, because then they couldn't get back home.
There
I
could be a
don't-
reset on the other side. So if we hit the button,
No, because we haven't seen any reset buttons ever since we've been here.
how we look?
Well, I touched the wall on this side.
You lick walls for fun. I mean, don't give me that.
It helps me understand the mineral composition of the rock. I wouldn't expect a non-nature person to understand.
You two, give me a perception check.
See?
This is
They're over here
Babbling.
kind of talking about the button and the stars and everything.
11.
Okay.
Perception. 7.
All right.
That's
So
my concern. Is it?
as you guys are kind of watching these guys and they're talking and doing their thing, these little glowing orbs appear right next to you.
They don't look friendly.
You put the orb. If you can, well, I can't
I'm
see
helping,
it,
yes.
and so if you put those in the squares, they just kind of appear out of nowhere. These like little glowing orbs, and inside this glowing sphere, you see what looks to be some sort of blue skeletal face, and it tries to zap you.
Damn it.
Okay.
Damn it.
You're about sick of shit popping up out of nowhere.
Spiders and green things, and
Might be a spider. Just do it.
My paper now.
I'll
just
smash
start
it.
scaring him.
That way, yeah.
Just start fucking with him.
I mean, you know,
I did
Does a
carry-
19 hit you?
I know it's not a forest, but
God, I can't see this.
What are you after?
I can't wait till I get my eyes fixed.
He hit me again. That's what he's...
Yeah, cool.
I like watching you guys eat jelly beans because every
So
couple seconds
as
someone
it
eats
gets-
one and goes,
As it kind of appears out of nowhere, it kind of zaps out this like strange, like almost like electrocuting you,
It comes at you, and then covers his eyes.
and does 14 points of cold damage to you.
What the shit?
The other one kind of does the same to you,
3.
but will only hit an armor class of 7, as it kind of appears in front of you and is like.
right now we have
Zap.
glowy blue balls. It's not funny when I say it out loud.
Where were you? Where were you?
Oh, you are sticky.
I'm sorry.
Sylen.
15.
Arilu?
That'd be an 8.
Swiftblade.
18.
Adrie.
11.
Swirly Blue.
29.
What the fuck? Okay. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
So I take it's their turn.
Yes, you got a 29.
Alright, so again, it kind of glides a little bit closer to you, tries to zap you.
12.
And we'll hit an AC of 16.
That is my armor class.
Can I just pee all over this thing?
And does 5 points of cold damage to you.
Is that like a lasting damage or it's just
It's damage,
okay?
just like any
Just in
other
case you have
damage.
resistance. Not like
Oh,
this
okay.
level, but
Does a 14 hit you? Alright, so it tries to zap you again, but it doesn't quite connect.
Okay.
Swiftblade.
Disappointed in this thing.
You're disappointed in it.
the blade that is swift, it is. Is you.
What you doing, Swiftblade?
Well, I mean, typical barbarian. I'm raging again because I'm very close to dying. Or over halfway. So at least that helps with that. And I'm going to try to
hit it?
hit this thing. Attempt to
Alright.
hit this glowy,
He's gonna hit that.
ghosty thing.
No, it's got blue.
And I'm going to crit this one.
Alright.
Alright. And
Is
how
it
much damage do
incorporeal,
you do?
Alright.
What's that?
So is it incorporeal though? Cause
He's got a magical greatsword.
oh, excellent.
So double dice.
So dice times 2.
He's mathing. Hold your jets.
So that's 4 and 5.
It's, you double that one too, so it's
Oh, you
6.
double
all
it?
dice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 6. Okay, so 6. So 11.
Plus your +2 for raging.
Oh, yeah. So 13.
And that's counting your +5 for your strength and all that kind of stuff.
He rolled 3 on the dice total. Out of
so
2d6.
6, 11, and how much total? Sorry?
13.
13.
He rolled low on the dice, which is the part that gets doubled on crits.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
Who's next?
Oh.
After
That's the
Swiftblade,
second
it's
time.
Sylen's turn.
And
After Sylen, it will be Adrie's turn.
Alright. I'm going to turn around and I see that one there. I'm going to Eldritch Blast it.
Okay.
16?
That's a hit.
Awesome. Thank you. So, spell, I get to add my charisma to damage. Alright. D10. My charisma is a +3.
That's gonna make a lot.
I hope not.
I do 4 points of damage to it.
So the same one he hit or a different one?
Same one.
It's gross.
Okay.
So after Sylen, Adrie.
It is my
Barnaby.
Okay, so I'm going to turn towards this one and Hunter's Mark it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hit it with my short sword +1
Okay.
for 12. If 12, does the 12 hit?
No, 12 does not hit.
Please. Okay, and I miss.
So after Adrie, it is Arilu.
I'm going to produce flame and use it as the actual spell.
Alright. Do it up.
God damn it.
He rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Word.
He produces flame and he
And it just kind of
throws it into the void.
Pencils out.
Alright, where are you?
Look at what I can do. Whoop.
Here.
It's gone. Where'd it go? Magic.
No.
Alright, and you throw it. Roll me a percentiles.
Watch out. He's gonna fire blast you.
30.
30? Alright,
Did you roll
so
both?
you launch your little ball of flame. You completely miss your target, and it kind of goes into that little hallway over there and lands on the floor. And then all of a sudden you hear, and the whole room begins to tremble. And all of a sudden, across that whole area, you see these blasts of cold energy just being whoosh, 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 in all these various directions and patterns, all down this hallway. And it
This hallway?
Yeah.
Where the stars are?
Yeah. Just entire walls of this cold gas. Whoosh, whoosh.
Your flame landed on a tile.
Oh, we now know what that rune does.
Mark off that star.
Like exit out.
The lost stars.
And it's completely gone now.
Yeah. It turns into a regular flat stone.
Oh god, damn it.
Skills.
Hey, I didn't have to hit the button. This is what happens.
All right. That makes it Sam's turn.
For those that were watching, it hit the star and then bounced and hit the next one and it dissipated.
Okay. Sam is going to tuck back behind this altar and throw a dagger at this one. Her magical returning dagger. AC of 20.
Hit.
Okay. And she will do 16 points of damage.
And this is the same one that he was fighting.
With the barbarian hit, yes.
Alright, so you throw your dagger at that one and it pierces into the glowing orb, and the glowing orb kind of dissipates in like a flash of blue light.
Okay. Initiative. Sylen.
14.
Arilu.
14.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Swiftblade.
9.
Adrie.
12.
And bad guys.
14.
Seriously?
Yep.
Alright.
You could
Bad
have said 29
guys.
again.
Arilu and Sylen are all Simo. This pen is DED.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna.
That way you don't pick it up.
Or we
Try
can
to
just
use
put it in the
again.
McDonald's bag. 4.
So it tries to zap you. It does not do so.
I'm gonna try an Eldritch Blast
I'm really
that
good
one.
at dodging things tonight.
Blast them!
Yep, so that's gonna be a 20 to hit.
Hit.
And I do 9 points
Okay.
of force damage. Magical force.
Magical force.
So I'm
So
doing.
Sylen, Arilu, and bad guys were all Simo.
Yeah,
So
I'm doing
Oh.
the same thing again, Conjure Flame.
Okay.
Are you gonna
15.
reposition yourself so you're not throwing it down the hallway?
No.
Sure. 15. I rolled 15.
You rolled a 15?
Yeah.
It is a miss. But it is not a critical failure, so you don't have to
It
worry
is
about
not a
it.
critical failure. I'm excited.
Bad guys, Arilu, and Sylen. So I think that covers it, right?
Yep.
Alright. Adrie.
Okay, I'm going to hit that one again with my short sword +1 for 24
Hit.
AC. Okay, so, and I get my d6 and my hunter's mark.
And your Colossus Slayer, it's been hurt.
Has it been
That one
hurt?
has been wounded.
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
I force blasted it.
Alright, so 6, 14, and 19 points of damage.
All right, you swing your blade, and it passes through the sphere, and it, as you do, it just kind of and it's gone.
Here's.
I'll pop book out from behind that altar.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually have faces
They
on.
actually have skulls on
It's bad.
Sure tell.
All right, so,
We'll put this.
but the whole mechanism, once it reaches the end, stops.
So it basically starts here with the
Yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that was without the moon being pressed.
That was my fault. My fault. Sorry.
Maybe.
Sorry. I don't cast a lot of magic. You guys know this.
Well, now we've just.
Just figured it'd probably be safer if I stay out of the dog tonight.
I think we should
Today.
push the button and try and get across. Just single file line.
A fine idea.
I don't know.
And if she's right, and the stars can only be touched once. I mean, that's.
Until it's
I don't know.
reset.
You're the intelligent one here.
I can't.
You read
what
the
it-
books
Read what it
and
says
you
again.
do it.
Stars are safe, but only once. Pressing moon starts the countdown but opens the door. But it's someone's handwritten note, so there's no like punctuation. It's like
And it's a pretty important punctuation.
yeah. So
we were worried about
need
start stop and
Really need a comma.
if
I'm the druid and I'm frustrated by that. It's not even right. On some
So-
levels.
so one interpretation of it, we can get across this fairly easily.
almost too easily.
The other
You
interpretation
have
of
your
it,
app ready?
Yes.
we are fairly screwed.
Let's just do it.
Very local.
Let's just do it. I'll go second. Whoever goes first.
Yeah, but
Except Caitlin says it very low.
Same, really. Alright. So,
because the thing
Do we
is,
vote?
if
What do we
you
do?
both step out there, even if two people go out there,
Well, you have to jump, so there's going to be hopping,
I have to
you
jump.
have to
Look,
jump.
see, there's like a straight way. Right?
but only if they can be stepped on multiple times. If they can only be stepped on once, then we have to think about people hopscotching across the stars.
well, then would it be wise to press the timer? No, wouldn't. That'd take a pain in the ass to try.
what
to
would be
throw
best, I
something
think,
there in
is
there.
to press the timer, there's something there.
On a non-star, we know
I said
that's
that
not going
earlier,
to do anything.
and I got yelled at.
Okay.
I even got slapped.
Like if we press it and throw it on a non-star, that's something that
Well,
we
then why don't we throw it on that star? Because that star's not close enough to any of the others to make it a viable walk space anyway.
you can jump to here, jump to here, jump to here, jump to here. Like it's there's a way across. Like it's a legit way across.
That's a lot of dice rolls.
Why are you stealing my good ones?
Steve can't do the jumps.
Tonight's rolls.
Well, he'd be amazing at the jumps.
If his dice love him. Which,
He's also a low dex barbarian.
yeah.
Jumping is strength based.
Oh, is
If
it?
you use athletics,
Yeah.
could you use acrobatics?
Just toss them up
Fuck
there.
me.
You can't use acrobatics for jumping.
No,
Not
it's
even
for
dis-
tumbling and stuff.
Okay, then I will
Jumping is strength based.
do a backflip. Remember, that's how we used to get around it? We would do like a flip while we jumped.
The thing is, once we start this, there's going to be an actual real life timer. So
I don't think there's going to be a feat for double jumping.
Well,
Skill focus.
here's a thought.
Uh-oh.
What if the stars reset in different places every time the timer restarts? Because if that one already disappeared, and this has been used many times.
But we don't know that it's been used many times. Her tomb might have been sealed behind her and left for good. We may very well be the first people to try and venture out here.
It doesn't seem like that would be likely if they're worshipping her.
I don't know that they're worshipping her. They just said it's an elaborate tomb for someone who worshipped this
Well,
particular.
I push the button and I go first. How's that?
So
Why
you
don't
push
you-
it?
Like, are you actually pushing it
No,
right
he
now?
said
No,
how
I'm,
about?
I'm asking
Oh,
out loud.
okay.
Okay.
You know,
Well, there's also a whole other button.
We could try pushing the star and see if it, or the sun, and see if it resets things. But then, what if it's just a trap?
I'm gonna check that shit out.
All right.
What does the sun do?
great.
No clue.
6. Nope. Wait. 7.
The sun is.
You're
the-
pretty sure the sun is a button, but you have no idea what it does.
So if I investigate it with the thought that the sun is a star and probably safe, does that give me an advantage on seeing if this is actually a
I
worthwhile
guess that
thing
depends
to do?
on what century the.
Is the world still flat?
Are we rotating around?
Look, we
it,
have
or is it
other
rotating around?
Yeah.
planar,
Are we the
otherworldly
center,
beings that we
or-
have contact with. There's.
That's right. Just text the Azamar.
I'm gonna invest.
You have been probably the most useless rogue.
Oh, I'm the prettiest one though, right?
You have failed every trap check, and you are the only one so far that has set off a trap.
That is not true. Yahoo
I
here set
didn't-
one off.
I didn't.
That wasn't him.
No.
He had a fireball. Fuck you.
I
So-
set off a test.
So I got
of the area.
a 13 on an investigation
totally
check
meant to
for
do
that button.
Yeah.
Totally.
You have no idea.
Not
what
only
it is.
did I melt some ice, but I got rid of one of the stars.
What are
It's
you
just
rolling
not
for?
in your wheelhouse of,
Nothing.
Scary.
Yeah.
of things to.
I'm about
What
to
we
step
need
off
is-
thief and become an assassin here.
What we need is like a low intelligence barbarian who just like F this and.
Fuck it, let's just do it then.
I'm gonna hit the sun.
What's the worst that could happen?
You hit the sun button.
Yes.
You're actually-
All right, you hit the sun button, and you hear a loud thum from way back inside, and then another one, thum.
The doors
Get
are
a little bit
closing
closer.
behind us.
Yeah, each door, thum, 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 and then finally a last door, right here. Thum.
Who's got scratch paper?
Well, it's not like we're going backwards anyway.
Well, we have to get out
Dying.
eventually.
Well,
Well, we know the sun
maybe.
closes the doors. So no, it won't be drafty in here.
She's gonna be so
it'll be a lot
mad
warmer.
that we stole her Tomb Thunder because we're gonna die here too.
Oh boy.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, so when you touched the star, things exploded
Because it wasn't safe yet.
because
the
it
moon
wasn't
had-
safe yet. So what if the blank tiles are safe when the moon isn't pressed?
Then it's not much of it.
It could be a tricksy workaround. All right, what have I got that I don't love?
Well, how about I just ask
Put one
it?
of your animals out and have it scurry across.
No, don't do that. If it goes on the stars, it's gonna wreck the stars for
Plus,
us.
then if there's organs, it's gonna be so much
Turn
slipperier to
into a
jump.
spider and just crawl across the wall
I've
right
already
there.
thought of it like twice.
Okay.
I'm just gonna turn
Like,
into a spider.
see you guys later.
Up against the walls, not touch anything.
I'm gonna
Good,
grab.
you do that.
Get on the end and just. We're fine. It's all fine. It's good.
All right,
Yeah.
you go to the other side. You are safe. Do you turn back in? Do you stay a spider? Or do
I
you...
stay a spider.
Okay.
Just
so-
wave at us with 8 legs.
It's like-
I hate when he does that shit.
Spider douche. Spider douche.
No,
Well,
one is safe.
Are there any levers over there?
I just pick her up and throw her.
No, sure.
you have to toss me.
Toss me. Don't tell the elf.
So, I can Misty
That was
Step.
their monologue.
It's only up to 30 feet, but I could jump myself like a couple times at least to free up some stars for other people.
Do you do so?
Not right now.
We have to push
Those
the
aren't safe
button,
yet.
right?
No, we haven't pushed the button.
Push the button, and then before the first person goes, if the stars start disappearing, then we know that they're not. We just wait.
And then there's a countdown though.
Shove him over
It's-
here.
It's got to be at least a few minutes. I mean, I would imagine they're not gonna be like, yeah, 5 seconds to get across this room. That's 10,
As long
20.
it's D&D, Steve, so it's actually gonna be like 6 seconds.
That's 55 feet. There's no way though a natural person can't even move that fast across.
Elves, man.
Then
Oh,
I'm
no,
screwed
Technically,
anyway.
you can dash 60 feet
In a turn.
And how much
in a
is?
6-second turn.
I want to investigate this.
But that's assuming that you are like right there,
To say,
like posted up and ready to go, kind of thing.
And dashing from
Yeah.
hopping.
And then if you set any of them off, you'll be dashing through the snow.
Yeah.
I want to investigate this with my trappiness.
What the,
The,
square?
the blank
blank
tile.
square.
The blank
Is it
square.
Alright.
which one are we supposed to be pushing? The moon?
The moon.
No, it is there.
Oh god.
I'm about to push this button, and we're all gonna die, or we're gonna make it.
You are more than certain that it is a trap.
Okay. So that's what we're doing. We're just running.
On the stars, pushing the button and
I'm
running. Single
So
file
you-
or just all going?
I'm pushing it, but I'm not running as soon as they go. I'm waiting a second.
All right, so you hit the button,
Fuck you,
and
man.
then you hear a. Then all of a sudden, all of the traps, just these blasts of cold air, just randomly moving through the air. The door on the other side that you can see slides open and reveals a passage beyond. You hear this constant ticking. The only place that does not get blasted, obviously blasted by any cold, is the stars.
Yeah.
The spot where there was a star that is no longer a star gets blasted with cold air. Ready, go.
Okay.
One of you go, or I'm going. I'll go.
30. So I'm gonna go up here. Misty step. Misty step.
Is Misty Step a bonus?
It's a bonus.
So you do it once.
Do it
So
once.
you land
All
on
right,
that
so you
star.
land there.
Mhm.
You are safe. You?
I'm waiting to see what happens when he.
Spider.
I'm
He's
watching
just standing there.
Yeah, he stopped right there. Okay.
But you're doing it in
Happened to him.
between
Okay.
people.
So you're still standing on the star.
Yeah. So we don't know yet.
How far can I jump?
Depends on your die roll.
I have a long bow.
Erin?
I'll shoot
Yeah.
you. Okay, I'm just gonna. So I have a speed of 35, and if I can bolt across on the stars.
Mhm.
If I run across them.
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then can I jump to there?
Yep. Give me a jump check. Mark off those stars.
I thought so.
Okay, so
Hold on.
hang on. She went here.
Yeah.
What'd you get for your
2, 3,
jump check?
4, 5. What is it? Athletics?
Athletics.
12.
And how far are you trying to jump? I can't
Just-
actually.
It's two. So she's jumping over one square.
Okay,
So
so
5 foot.
yeah, 5 feet.
Okay.
So you're like,
Okay. And do I notice these are changing?
no, because you are focusing on not getting
You're
blasted by these cold things and dying an instant.
I'll come back.
Okay.
So you're done.
okay.
Bree,
So the jumping ends her movement. She can't move the rest of her.
how much movement do you have left?
Well, she's 25 to here.
I jumped.
How much
The
does
jump counts.
the jump?
That's
each square
still 5
counts?
feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that.
Well, I
5
can
feet
go
is 5 feet.
35
How
though.
she gets there.
Yeah,
is-
so
I
it's
can
5,
go
10,
one
15,
more.
20, 25, 30, 35 to
Okay,
here.
okay.
Yeah.
Bree. What's the countdown at? I can't see it. so-
4:57.
Yeah,
Oh
4:57.
shit. Yeah, I set it for 4 hours, but it's been. There's already 3 minutes have passed.
Okay, so
5 hours. We got this.
I take a spider nap.
I have to rage in order to be able to be super strong, correct?
right, and then it ends immediately because there's no combat.
Yeah.
So how much time is it now?
How heavy is she?
Less than 2 minutes.
How hard would it be to jump with her on my back from
It just gives you disadvantage.
disadvantage?
So
Okay,
it's Bree's
so
turn.
I'm
What are you
gonna
doing,
go
Bree?
5. So I'm gonna jump to this one.
Athletics.
Athletics.
That's 10-foot jump.
Yeah.
And I got a 10.
All right, so you fall short.
Okay.
You hit that first one,
Okay.
and give me a dexterity saving throw.
10.
10. All right. How much is that?
3, 1, 2, 6.
You take 6 points of cold damage, and you are stunned for 6 seconds.
Okay.
Ian?
I'm gonna use my second Misty Step, which gets me right on the other side.
All right.
So where's that pen to mark off? Here.
Druid, anything?
Is it possible to web and
Well, what does the spider's abilities have?
Yeah, you'd have to read the actual spider's abilities.
There's 2 different web spells. There's web and there's web shot.
But it's not a spell, it's a spider ability.
Yeah.
Are you trying to jump across with them?
Well, I was thinking
Barbarian?
jumping. I'm just gonna. If I jump from there, it's a hell of a long jump from there. But I do have advantage with if I don't have this person on my back. But I'm looking at it.
If you have advantage without her and you have disadvantage with her, when you do
It'd
your
just be a
rolls,
straight
it's
roll.
straight rolls.
Yeah.
So whatever
They
you
cancel
roll,
each other out.
Yeah.
How much time is left?
it doesn't?
Time's
up.
up.
All right, so at this point, the walls begin to close in. Half of all of the stars along this row and this row are gone.
So does that mean
So
that I would
just
get
this-
pushed basically to here?
Yep.
Okay. So the dice roll for that then?
All right, let's reset the
Well, it
time for
doesn't,
3 minutes.
But
There's
the
nothing
target
there.
is restrained by webbing.
You used up all the stars.
I did. I'm sorry, bro.
So what are you doing?
It's not still attached to the spider. You basically throw your web.
So start it now.
Yeah.
Alright.
I guess we take damage. Basically, what's that? What happens when you're stunned? For is it one
If
turn?
depends on
6
if you fail the
seconds.
saving throw or whatever.
Okay. How far can I jump?
Depends on your die roll.
Okay.
It's good.
Don't
I'm just
do
gonna-
anything until you roll a
Yeah.
dice.
I'm gonna try and just jump as far as I can.
Standing or running? Because as it is, you're just doing a standing jump, which is
I
nowhere
would
near as
go
far
run,
as
run and jump.
Okay.
So running 4 squares, so 20 feet before he jumps. Like, that'll make a difference, probably.
Okay.
So
full
die roll.
bar run.
And are you taking her with you, or are you raging and taking advantage of advantage?
No, I'm raging. I'll take it. I'll take
Disadvantage.
no. If I rage with one jump with her, at least it gets us
One with no.
which is my regular roll, which is what I was.
Okay. So what'd you roll?
So that's 18 plus 6, right, for athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 24.
24.
20 feet.
After, so I jump from here.
So there.
It didn't get me very far.
Downside is that star's already burnt.
It doesn't matter at this point.
That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm going.
Oh,
to have to-
the stars aren't hurting us anymore?
No, they are.
Dexterity saving throw.
He's got
He's just
nowhere to
trying to-
go.
I've
He's
got
just trying
nowhere
to
to go.
get
I'm
over
just.
there.
I'm trying to take damage to get across.
Okay.
I have more. Fuck. Six.
Don't you get advantage on dexterity saving throws?
Yes. I rolled the exact same fucking thing. 6.
6? Alright. What's that?
9.
So you take 9 points of cold damage, and you are stunned for 1 round. You?
So I still don't know that I'm ruining the stars by stepping on them, correct?
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna keep going like I was going. I'm gonna go here though. No.
No, go ahead. You're
It's up
fine.
to you.
No, go and do what you're doing.
Just pick it.
It's just-
Go. No, you already
No.
jumped there. You're going there. Just go where
What
you're
time
Alright,
is it?
and then I'm gonna jump
Your
About a
time's
minute
almost
left.
up.
19 for my jump to that one.
Okay, so you make it.
And I'm gonna jump again. Can I do that?
You have movement left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
17.
Okay, so you make it across. Mark off all the appropriate stars.
And then the one you just left, right?
That one.
Yeah, I think that's where you were.
Okay, me, I go to jump for this one. I roll a 5 and fumble, so you need to roll damage dice for me.
Dexterity saving throw.
8.
I swear.
Like
the dice gods are in
7,
here.
8.
And they're just like chilling.
Laughing.
8
Time's
cold,
up.
They're just like, hey,
8
watch
cold
this.
damage.
Yep.
The walls shift again, pushing everybody over 1 more square and eliminating any stars that are left in that row.
Do I take the damage then from pulling on that square?
No.
Well, it's basically the whole wall.
Alright, so Ian,
Yeah.
Are these doors
Okay.
open?
they are open, but they are slowly starting to close now.
I am gonna go.
So set it for 2 minutes.
I'm gonna go in.
Okay, so you step inside.
I'm gonna make sure I leave enough space that everyone else can come in after me.
There's
so-
a hallway, so
Yeah.
there's plenty of space. Keone?
Sorry.
I guess.
Doors are closing.
Yeah, I'll crawl in with them.
Okay, so you go into the thing. Steve?
I'm gonna have to just jump without her. But I have no more rages, so it is what it is.
The rage only lasts. I thought the rage was a time thing.
Unless he's in,
Unless
he
he's not in
loses it if
combat.
he's not in combat.
Oh, okay.
Someone would have had to stab me.
Although technically you took damage,
Okay.
so that is one of the possible requisites. So you can still be raging,
Alright.
but you're gonna run out of time if you
Yeah.
don't do
I'm
something.
just jumping by myself. 19.
Okay, so you make it 20 feet.
There.
Is there a star there?
There's no star.
All right.
There are no more stars.
Dexterity saving throw.
11.
10.
Take
I'm dead.
10 points of cold damage. Break.
I go to jump to this one. And I got a 12 on my jump check.
Okay, so you make it.
And there's a star there.
There's a
Alright.
star there. So
Are there any stars left?
There are 3 stars.
yeah, and they're in front of me.
Okay.
But I think there's more jump checks involved there. So
Yep.
7. So I fail that jump check. Will you guys?
How far of a jump is it?
It's a 15-foot jump, and I got a 7.
Oh, okay.
So I got a 24 on my reflex save though.
Oh, okay, so you take no damage.
Okay.
And
Trying to
you
jump again. It's 10 foot. I got a 6.
Save.
8.
God damn it.
Rogue, not a strength checker.
I swear that you should be able to jump
go.
with acrobatics.
And then without her character sheet, Oxos.
Roll for her.
Okay.
I can do it.
Yeah.
That's a 20.
She's fine. She does a
Alright,
backflip, but she fucking lands
jumps
on the side.
over, and who's the first person she arrives at?
If she jumps a little diagonal, she's closer.
Alright, so she jumps over there, grabs her up, give a strength check.
That's gonna be like probably a 5 or 6, maybe a 7 at best.
Alright, so she tosses her one square over, basically skip one square.
Just get one star. Okay.
That's smoked, because then she won't land on the star. Time's up.
Okay. The path squeezes in.
There's basically no more.
Yeah, if each wall is coming in one, there's nowhere for it to squish.
Leaving, and who's left over there on the other side? Just kind of standing there.
That's.
What are you doing? You're
Oh,
seeing it close up on them.
Yeah, I'm going through the door.
That is where we shall end it tonight. Wow.
You did not see them, obviously, but the dice. Holy
Yeah, you're
crap.
between your dice and the fact that you guys hesitated so long before doing anything.
It was
It
scary.
just ate up all of your time.
Very scary. I'm gonna go push the button.
Okay.
Everyone's like, don't push
the button.
No,
Everyone's pissed.
I turned back around.